Hello Aquarius, my lovely brainiacs. This is your monthly horoscope for May 2019. Thanks for joining me. I'm doing these live because I have noticed that there are fewer views on the monthly horoscope. So something's missing and I want your feedback. So I want the feedback live, and it's worked really well with some of the other signs. People have asked really good questions which have allowed me to see things that I wouldn't have addressed otherwise. But if you're watching this after the live event and you're watching it later on, then please feel free to let me know what you want to see in the horoscopes, what you think I'm missing, what's wrong. Should they be longer or shorter? Is the setup wrong? Are my examples unpleasant? What is it? Am I talking too much jargon? Let me know. Really, really, really. So the first 4 days of May, you're going to be very excitable and you will have a desire to just speak, and to wear your heart on your sleeve, and to thank you so much, Natalie, for giving me feedback. You'll have an overwhelming drive to communicate everything that you feel and that you need and that you want. Be careful. Oversharing, I was always taught in my family that don't share too much. Other people may be jealous or may not like it. I have not listened to that. I share everything about my life on this channel, so I don't live by that. But if you're in a working situation and your boss is sitting there and you're like, God, this company is a load of BS, obviously don't do that. So watch out for this unbridled, powerful communicative energy here at the beginning of the month. On the 4th of May, we have the new moon in Taurus. And I made a separate video on the new moon in Taurus. But what's important for you, Aquarius, check out that video. It goes into more detail. But the important thing is that it happens in your 4th house of family. Good morning, Tracy. Nice to see you. When the sun and the moon sit together, the moon is totally black and it pulls in Taurus energy to get ready for its next monthly cycle. And it pulls that Taurus-y energy into your 4th house of family. Uranus is sitting there as well, which is unpredictability, chaos, the unknown. And Taurus is practicality, stability, money, sensuality. It's safety. With Uranus, hello Lara, hello, nice to see you. With Uranus, there's a conflict here. So you don't know what's going on with family. Is it too good, too stable, and you want to make it a little bit more chaotic and hurt people in the process? Or is it too chaotic and you're able to calm things down? With the Aries energy in your 3rd, I don't think you're the person to calm things down this month, because the Aries energy, you've got Chiron, Venus, Mercury, and the midheaven. So the desire to be healed yourself, love, the way you think, and also the way you think about work, all of those things are very powerful to you and you feel very strongly, and you may be frustrated in some of those areas. So if there's chaos in family, you will only add to that chaos. So I would suggest that you focus on getting your own needs met and that you don't worry so much about changing the way your mother behaves, because it's not your job anyway. Remember, we're powerless over people, places, and things. So unless someone is ill and they're in hospital and you can go visit them, of course. But if you're trying to alter someone's behavior or to give someone a piece of your mind, save it. This is not the month to do it. On the 7th of May, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into Taurus and it joins your 4th house. So now you think on a more calm and grounded level, so things cool off in your family life. Love your live chats, and hello to good morning to you as well, Hot Tamale. Any questions you have about Aquarius, specific questions, think of those now and ask me at the end of the reading, because I'll answer those for you. Live, yeah, not live. So from the 7th, things cool off and being with family isn't as dangerous, where there's the potential to create real rifts and arguments at the beginning, the first 4 days of the month. So that energy now continues until the 16th. On the 16th, Venus enters your 4th house and it moves into Taurus. So now it's the time to love your family and to be there for family. Also on the 16th, Mars moves into Cancer, and that's in your 6th house of work, daily routine, and your physical health. So now you're in nurture mode. I'm nurturing myself. I'm trying to improve my working life, the conditions I live in, to create more luxury and comfort in my life, to eat better, to nurture myself, to give myself a break, and to love my family and to be there for them and to support them. So remember, charity begins at home. Can you please speak about the houses? I did that in the previous video, but yes, I can. The first house is the house of self. The second house is the house of money. Third house is communication, the way you think, and siblings. Fourth house is family and your roots and where you're grounded. Fifth house is love, romance, children, fun. Sixth is daily routine, work, your physical body. Seventh house is relationships in any format, working relationships, acquaintances, best friends, lovers, mothers, fathers, any relationships. The 8th house is you in connection to other people, groups of people which are bigger than you, corporations, companies, governments, schools, hospitals, the other side. The 9th house is about travel, education, broadening your horizons. The 10th house is career and your work. 11th house, hopes and dreams. Friendships, relationships that allow you to reach your hopes and dreams. The 12th house is spirituality and spiritual strength. Okay? So those are the 12th houses very, very briefly. I mean, there's a lot more detail. I've boiled it down to the very simplest versions of them. On the 18th of May, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and that happens in your 10th house of career. The full moon is when the moon sheds its energy and it showers you with Scorpio energy. Scorpio is an emotional detective. It dives down and it allows you to really understand yourself and what makes you tick. It opposes all of that Taurus energy. You've got Venus, Uranus, the transiting midheaven, Mercury, and the Sun in your 4th house. So your identity, the way you think about your work and the way you communicate, what you want to do differently and what you love to do for work and what you love to do work-wise and what makes you feel most rooted in your work. And you will get great emotional insight, not just on the 18th when the full moon is happening, but in the build-up and the wind down. So from the 16th to the 20th of May, you will really understand yourself in terms of how you make money, how you can create stability and security and money, wealth, abundance, prosperity, safety for yourself. So the full moon is fabulous for you. Then on the 21st, we've got the Sun and Mercury going into Gemini in your 5th house of romantic relationships. So the Sun is your identity, Mercury is the way you think. Good morning. The way you think and the way you identify. Mercury rules Gemini, so it's very happy in that sign. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. When it's in Virgo, the switch is on the inward position. It's about downloading info, breaking it down, and making meaning from it. Then Gemini is putting the switch on the outward position and communicating the meaning that you've gleaned from learning. And it's in your 5th house of relationships. If you look at the glyph of Gemini, it's a Roman numeral 2. It's a doorway. Hello in Australia, Carrie. Nice to see you. So you're now looking at doorways that you want to go through in a practical way when it comes to your love life, romance, and having fun. So that lasts until the end of the month. So to recap, your main focus has really been your family and communication all month, and really not interfering and loving them and being there for them. Then also improving your work. Then the full moon totally gives you insight into your work. And then finally we get a total shift. You figured out work-wise, and now you're looking at going down a road of fun and romance and taking a bit of time off. So you work hard here in the first 3 3 weeks of the month. And it may be that in the last week you don't pursue romance and fun so much, as in you're like, celebrate the fact that this full moon in Scorpio has given you the answer to what you're supposed to do. Hi in Taipei. Wow, we're everywhere. It's giving you great insight into what you're supposed to be doing with your life. And maybe you're 45 and you've been doing one crappy job after another and you haven't found the right one. And you now celebrate the fact that you've got the answer and you can actually do something about it and finally do the job you love. If you are single, like the lady who spoke just now, health I'll talk to you about as well. If you are looking for romance, it's a great month to do it. You've got Taurus in your 4th house. Venus is there. So anyone you meet and you start a new relationship with is someone who's like family. So a soulmate, someone serious. The Sun in Gemini enter your 5th house of romance on the 21st. So the last week of the month is best for romance and new loves and new connections. But it's very, very positive, and it's almost guaranteed that if you put yourself out there, you will meet someone who is worthy of you, who isn't just a fling, a one-nighter. It's someone who's a soulmate, someone who can become like family. In terms of health, we have the North Node at 20 degrees in Cancer there, and the Moon in Cancer. And in terms of health, charity begins at home, remember? So this is a great month to make changes to your working life, your routine, and your physical health, to change the way you eat. Mars, the male principle, goes into that 6th house of health from the 16th of May until the end of May. So the last 2 weeks of May are best for health. And as I mentioned, Mars does not like being in Cancer. Mars rules Aries, the soldier. Let's bulldoze through obstacles. In Cancer, Mars is forced to be a nurse. Mars is forced to take care of you. And because it's in your 6th house, you can apply that to nurturing your work or nurturing your body and figuring out what medications would really work, or what exercise would help you, or whether CBD oil would reduce the inflammation, the chronic pain that you're having, or whether you're bipolar and your meds have stopped working and the best thing you can do is take 2 weeks out to change your meds up and to get back on a balance. The astrology really supports you in terms of your health in the last 2 weeks. I hope that answers your questions. I like this questions and answers because you're getting more out of this reading. Is Venus in Aquarius important for family issues? Venus in Aquarius would be a humanitarian and would seek to resolve family issues by totally self-sacrificing your own desires and what you think is right just for the sake of peace. Thank you, Josephine. That's such a compliment. I love that. Aquarians are extremely hard workers. They are. Good to know they will be concentrating on themselves for once, I would add, because you guys work in a way that's not one-to-one. It's more about with groups of people, in my experience. My sun sign is Virgo. My ex was in Aquarius and he was a vicar. So he stood in front of his flock and guided them spiritually. So Aquarius is also very scientific and it's humanitarian. It loves working for the UN and figuring out how to create solar panels. I bet you the guy who built solar panels was an Aquarius. I bet. I bet. Please, someone find out for me who created the solar panel and if he was an Aquarius. Yes, for once for sure, my partner's Aquarius. Good. So if you have any feedback about what's missing, what you would like to see, then leave a comment here. You are extremely intelligent. You're an Aquarius Sun, Virgo Moon. What do you make of that? Thanks. Okay, so Aquarius Sun is humanitarian. Virgo Moon is critical of yourself. So you care about other people more than yourself. So you need to be, and Virgo can be a nurse. It can be very helpful, but it comes from a place of duty, and it's like, oh, I have to help this person. So do yourself a favor and make charity becomes at home. Get a little picture of that and stick that on your fridge and make sure that you take care of yourself. And I'm underlining this, highlighting it, emphasizing, stop all self-criticism. And these videos, watch them first for your sun sign, then for your rising sign, and if you need even more information, then for your moon sign. But I think watching all three could get confusing, so just watch the ones for your sun and the rising. Have a wonderful month. Check out my daily tarot readings and my weekly horoscopes. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on Book Your Reading on the front page or the Readings tab to audio reading with me, and I'll speak to you next month. Natalie, I can relate to what you're saying. These long things, they always fade, so it's a problem. Try and keep it short. I quite a lot of the time find myself guiding people spiritually or supporting them in their times of needs, in times of crisis. People often say that I have a very colorful view. Aquarius works with groups of people to heal them and to help them. You guys are the shepherds. And you're lovely, lovely, spiritual and scientific and very self-sacrificing people. You're the water bearers. You cleanse other people from their negativity. The only thing that I would watch out for this month that could harm you is communication and being overly aggressive at the beginning of the month. As the month progresses, things cool off by the 7th, and then from the 7th to the 16th, and from the 16th onwards especially, you cool down and you're of service and help. But before that, watch out that you don't hurt yourself by saying something hurtful and treading on someone's toes and they then tread back. Speak to you soon. I love you, I love you, I love you. And leave feedback for me in terms of what's missing, communication with friends or just family, with everybody, but especially family and siblings in particular. I will speak to you next month. All the best.